Right now, global politics is trending because at the World Economic Forum in Davos, Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney dropped a speech that's being widely talked about by leaders from Australia to Europe, where he basically called out big powers for eroding the rules-based world order and warned that middle powers like Canada need to band together rather than be pushed around. And that message hit hard against the backdrop of former U.S. President Donald Trump's renewed pressure over Greenland and tariff threats tied to that Arctic territory, with Carney stressing that Canada and its allies strongly oppose using economic coercion against Denmark and Greenland, and that sovereignty and cooperation matter more than force or leverage. Trump then fired back at Carney on the same global stage, saying Canada should be grateful to the United States, which only fueled more international reactions and headlines about shifting alliances and the very shape of post-war global cooperation. And for Gen Z and millennials watching this unfold online, what's really resonating is how today's geopolitics isn't just about old-school power games, but about how countries large and small are navigating sovereignty, respect, and shared rules in a world where traditional alliances are being tested and reimagined right in front of our timelines.
NATO, I'm talking about Europe. They have to work on Ukraine. We don't. The United States is very far away. We have a big, beautiful ocean separating us. We have nothing to do with it. Until I came along, NATO was only supposed to pay 2% of GDP. But they weren't paying. Most of the countries weren't paying anything. The United States was paying for virtually 100% of NATO. And I got that stopped. I said, that's not fair. But then more importantly, I got NATO to pay 5%, and now they were paying, and now they are paying. So something nobody said was possible. They said, we will never go up higher than 2%. But they went to 5%, and now they're paying the 5%. They didn't pay the 2%, and now they're paying the 5%. And they're stronger for it, and they have an excellent, by the way, Secretary General, who's possibly in the room. Mark, are you here? Yes, he's here. Hello, Mark. We never asked for anything, and we never got anything. We probably won't get anything unless I decide to use excessive strength and force, where we would be, frankly, unstoppable. But I won't do that. Okay? Now everyone's saying, oh, good. That's probably the biggest statement I made, because people thought I would use force. I don't have to use force. I don't want to use force. I won't use force. All the United States is asking for is a place called Greenland, where we already had it as a trustee, but respectfully returned it back to Denmark not long ago after we defeated the Germans, the Japanese, the Italians, and others in World War II. We gave it back to them. We were a powerful force then, but we are a much more powerful force now. After I rebuilt the military in my first term and continue to do so today, we have a budget of $1.5 trillion. We're bringing back battleships. The battleship is 100 times more powerful than the great battleships you saw in World War II, those great, big, gorgeous ships, the Missouri, the Iowa, the Alabama. Because I thought maybe we could take them out of mothballs. They said, no, sir, these ships are 100, think of that, 100 times more powerful than those big, magnificent pieces of art that you saw so many times ago that you still see on television. You say, wow, what a force. 100 times, each ship 100 times more powerful than the big battleships of the past. So that was the end of the mothball story. So what we have gotten out of NATO is nothing except to protect Europe from the Soviet Union and now Russia. I mean, we've helped them for so many years. We've never gotten anything, except we pay for NATO. And we paid for many years until I came along. We paid for, in my opinion, 100% of NATO because they weren't paying their bills. And all we're asking for is to get Greenland, including right title and ownership, because you need the ownership to defend it. You can't defend it on a lease.